It's 2020, and yet no country has achieved full gender parity, not even equal pay for equal work. But studies show that overt pay discrimination only explains a small part of the gender wage gap. So, what's behind the real disparity between men and women at the workplace? Back in the 1950s and 1960s, the wage gap existed because there were lower female education rates, lower female workplace participation, women working in feminine industries only, and discrimination was perfectly legal. Also, let's not forget that women were perceived as caregivers, while men were the breadwinners, the sole providers for the family. Nowadays, things have changed drastically, and yet the pay gap still exists. A Danish study found that women who have children suffer a severe drop in earnings compared to women who don't. That same study revealed that men's earnings are virtually unaffected whether they have kids or not. So it's not just women who are at a disadvantage. It's mothers. They are the biggest losers of the pay gap. Although the rates of women branching out into vital fields have soared in recent decades, the cultural norms about gender roles haven't really changed. The father is still expected to be the main provider, while the mother is still expected to be the sole caregiver. So how do you change culture? Iceland recognized this issue back in 1988 and enforced a 6-month obligatory paternity leave. Over time, this law helped change the country's deep-rooted gender norms, making both parents, providers, and caregivers simultaneously. Fast forward to 2018, Iceland became the first country in the world to legally enforce equal pay, and today it's ranked number 1 in the Global Gender Gap Index.